Well, we get ready to play another, another good team, and I'm sure you guys probably get tired of hearing me build up our schedule and talk about how good these teams are. But it is a formula that we try to use in scheduling. This is I think it's the seventh team that we've played in a non-conference that's picked in the top three of their league. Because we feel like if they have good years, then the opportunity to beat them means more. The math is simply better. Furman's another one of those teams you just sort of stay away from. Why? Because they beat Villanova at Villanova last year. They lost by 5 at Tennessee. They're 8-2 in their last 10 road games. So with the 2 losses being at South Florida Monday and at Alabama. So they're a really good team. Why are they a good team? Because they really shoot the 3 ball. They've made 10 or more threes on 4 occasions this season. They also turn you over a lot. It's funny, they don't send you to the foul line but 11 times a game, but they do. They have great hands. You put the ball down the floor and they strip and rip you. They reach and they grab and they dislodge the ball. They've got 83 steals in the year. They're 11th in steals, and yet teams only shoot 11 free throws a game against them. It's really an interesting stat. They take charges, they sink, they rotate. So, guys like Samir Dowdy or Javon McCormick or Isaac Okoro, especially Isaac, with as big and strong he is, they'll be just jumping in front of him all night long trying to take charges. And so they do a lot of things that are really good. That have got a point guard in Hunter that's got a 6 assist to 1 turnover ratio. He's only turned the ball over 5 times on the season, something like that. We kind of rely on turning people over. So we may not turn this team over. They turn you over a lot. They don't turn it over a lot. We kind of rely on people turning the ball over to make us better. So there's just a lot of reasons why it's a good matchup and a tough matchup for us. So.
What have you seen out of the team, you guys, since you guys came back and had a chance to, I guess, work on things?
Yeah. Well, the guys after the legacy in Tuesday night. Everybody kind of got a chance to go home. It's been the longest we've been off. We were off at Thanksgiving since I've been here, and it was really kind of wonderful. Obviously, Wednesday's a blur when you get in at 3 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, and then Thanksgiving. We had recruiting over the weekend, plus the Iron Bowl, which was one of the most amazing college football games I've ever seen, one of the most amazing football games I've ever seen. And so it was a great weekend. Guys came back Sunday for practice. Now, a lot of our guys were here Saturday for the game, but we came back Sunday and practiced. Got the turkey out of us a little bit on Sunday. Practiced pretty hard Monday and Tuesday with contact. And here we are Wednesday, the day before the game. We'll taper it down. It's all been about Furman. It's all been about us. And the key is, can we continue to be the most excited team on the floor? At what point are we going to start to believe the rankings, which I don't necessarily care about nor necessarily hold much credence to? We're trying to become a very good basketball team. I think we've become a good basketball team, and we've improved a lot the last couple of months. But trust me, we've got a long way to go. Attitude's been good though.
You've managed to play all 13 scholarship players in at least one game so far this season. What does that sort of do for the players, the team spirit?
I think that the chemistry is good. I think we do need to get more contribution from the bench. We've got a lot of inexperience coming off the bench, and for us to become a great team, those guys are going to have to get better in a hurry, particularly on the defensive end, knowing where they're supposed to be, and the only way they do that is through practice and through experiences and see if they've got the upside. I believe that they do, but that's part of the process. So I think that's been good. Again, the guys have, for a team with 5 seniors and 8 newcomers, I think they've done a pretty good job trying to get to know each other, kind of get to trust each other, and learn from each other.
Javon's second in the league in assist turnover ratio and assist. Can you take it up to even another level?
I think that Javon is, obviously a very unselfish player and a great athlete. I love the fact that he tries to get his teammates involved. there are times when he takes the ball down the lane where I'd actually rather see him shooting it than passing it sometimes, because he can score. He can make a tough two. Plus, if he misses, we get good rebounding position. And so I don't think I would need to emphasize that he should try and have more assists than he does. Almost right now, I would almost be inclined to saying, I want you to score a little bit more. I want him to hunt his three ball a little bit more. But I recognize that the combination of his own personal unselfishness and ability to play make for others is something he really enjoys, and we benefit from. I want him to impact the game more defensively, and I want him to impact the game even more with his ability to score.
Bruce, for the whole team, are there any areas you looked at specifically as areas you wanted to improve during this break?
Yeah, I mean, I think taking care of the ball and having more purposeful possessions. And I think this team will, again, just by factor that where they are in steals and where they are in turnover margin. Alabama turned it over 24 times against these guys and won. But they turn you over. They ball watch. They've experience. They help. They get great hands. They take, like I said, they take charges. If we kind of slop through some things on our execution, like every time Austin rolls down out of a ball screen, the lane's going to be clogged, and we've got to be able to make reads between getting it to, or they're going to be jumping in front of him, getting it to him in places where he can finish it at the rim, or then getting it to the guys in the perimeter without turning it over. So I would say that would be very, very important.
Coach playing,
and I think the young guys more than defensively. I think the defensive aptitude, the defensive IQ, the stance, the ability to make plays on the defensive end. It's always more difficult for younger players to do that. See, in football, you guys play offense, you guys play defense, and they sort of specialize. In basketball, you got to play both ways. Young players come in, and they're much better offensively than they are defensively, just by virtue of the complexity of the offenses that we go against and the schemes that we utilize.
Coach, playing in something like the Romans Classic, what does that do for the team going forward?
I think what we've done is we've played a number of good teams this year. We haven't played a great team yet, but we've played really good teams, and some of them been on the road. We're 7-0, and we played only 3 home games. So 4 of our games have been away from home. So we put ourselves in different environments, which I think helps us be in position to be a team that can win away from the best home court advantage, in college basketball. So I think it's just about growing and preparing. Shockingly, there are still tickets available for Thursday night. This is the last game our students are going to be able to see our basketball team play before break. I know this is being the week before finals. Our guys are really swamped right now the week before finals with papers and preparation for exams, finishing up a lot of projects. Our students on campus right now are working really hard to finish the semester strong, and I want to encourage them to do that. At the same time, I hope they take a study break on Thursday night and come in and see a really good, fun basketball team to watch. I mean, Bob Ritchie's in his 3rd season at Furman. He's a very young coach, but he's very, very bright, and they do a great job. They're fun to watch.
On your post-game show from New York, you raised a few eyebrows when you talked about your plans that you were going to come back and plant some pansies, I think. Have you always had a green thumb? And is there any analogy between that and coaching a basketball team?
Well, I spent Wednesday and Thursday planting my pansies, thanks to Young's Plant Farm and the guys at Lowe's and different places that I buy my plants. I got a strong pansy game going this year right now, probably the strongest ever in my 5 years here at Auburn. Why pansies? Because it's not because they grow through the winter, it's they survive the winter. So the only correlation would be as we get into December and January, the schedule gets tougher. Can we survive like my pansies? And there's nothing pansy about a pansy now. They're a tough plant. So they should have a different name because there's nothing pansy about a pansy.
Eric.
On that note, you mentioned that Iron Bowl. That experience, how important is that for recruiting, university, everything when you have a day like that?
Well, listen, we saw two incredible football programs go head-to-head on Saturday. Two of the best football programs in the country. In a game that matters more to everybody on the field and in the stands than any place in the country. And it seemed like on every series of downs, they were carting guys off the field. And those kids on both sides, on both sidelines, gave absolutely everything they had. And as a coach, I was just tremendously impressed with the effort, with the sacrifice, and obviously thrilled with the result. And our football program has by far, and it's not even close, played the toughest schedule in all of college football. This historically may have been as tough a schedule in the regular season as has ever been played. I'd be curious what the numbers say. And we've had some incredible wins in some very difficult places to play against some great football programs. And our guys deserve all the credit and accolades they deserve. Does it help our basketball program? Absolutely. The nation, watched the Iron Bowl all weekend long and saw, Auburn once again, dominated Jordan Hare. And that helps all of our sports. It helps our university. It just adds to the credibility of the excellence of our sports programs and the university. I'm just so proud of our football program for what they've accomplished. Let me mention one more thing now. Thursday night is Toys for Tots, and the Marines are going to be at the doors collecting. I think last year we set a record for the number of toys that were collected at Auburn. I had tweeted it out this morning, and I don't mind saying it again. There will be children in this country that wake up on Christmas morning and not have a tree and not have any presents, and that's obviously very, very sad. But I think we could do something about it here in Auburn, Opelika, and Lee County in this area. So I think it's almost like when I talk about the Outlive game, which we now know is going to be against the University of Kentucky in, I guess it's January, February, whenever the game is. It's hard for me to believe that somebody could show up to the Outlive game without having bought an Outlive T-shirt. It just, it's $20. It's every dollar raised goes to a cancer patient. It's a cool way of supporting. So tomorrow night, I know my wife is out shopping now, and it's not for the kids. She's out shopping now for Toys for Tots to bring toys. And I just think if everybody brings one or brings something, I want to set some ridiculous records tomorrow. Because in this community, every kid should have to be able to wake up on Christmas morning with something special to open. And our fans can make a difference with that tomorrow. So I'm encouraging all of our fans to get out there and do their part. And I promise the Marines will deliver.